Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm starting live coding. So you have permission to go
Hello.
to join speakers. Hello.
How are you, man? I think.
I'm
Do
good.
I?
I'm starting live coding. So you have permission to
I don't
go
know. Hello.
to join speakers. Hello.
What will you be coding?
Okay. Can you hear me well on a stream?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a bit quieter, but I can hear you.
Cool. All right. I can actually make it a bit. Is it better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Cool.
How have you been doing, man?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Nice.
What
That's
about
good.
you?
Uh, Pretty good, Just living life, I guess.
Oh, this one guy just left. Okay.
Oh,
All right. I think I'll start streaming. Sadly, there is no viewers right now.
we'll get some soon, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, it will be the record on YouTube. So
Oh, you stream on YouTube as well.
yeah.
Let's see. Send me the link.
Sure. Mm.
Ooh, okay.
Cool. The only problem I still didn't can see like it's not started on a Telegram for some reason.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's start.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So previous stream I implement a bit with custom weapons API, and right now I'm going to like implement more functions. So right now I'm going to first of all comment all unimplemented natives to understand which one I should implement in the future, because the many natives will be kind of difficult to find all of them. So, all right. So I implemented the register, get handler, give weapon, and bind natives. Other natives I will just comment for now. So let me find this. So we have register, we have bind, we have handler, and we have give weapon. Cool. So it's like most important for now. All right. So let's check in the game what we actually did previous stream. I will change the set to the game. So it has like primary attack, the secondary, and the reload actions. And I, for now, should disable the prediction. In the future updates, I will fully block it, so it will not work on the client side stuff. Cool. So right now I'm looking for implementing maybe some basic attack methods. Let me check. So we probably need these methods, and we probably need some custom data methods. So I think I will start with custom data, of course, and we will go to the deploy and primary attack methods soon. So let's implement it. I have already implemented something like that in the custom entities API, so I can just copy this code actually because it's similar. So we need to check if the custom weapon has some member. We can get member information and delete members. So it will be used for custom fields. I will not implement the methods for now because it's not really matter for the simple weapons. So we will go only with this one. And we will go, okay, so we will, yeah, register it. So previous API version doesn't have this stuff, so there is no ability to set some custom fields you can use. So uh, you can only use in the old version you can only use the some fields which actually native weapons provide you. So right now you're able to set any fields you need by string key, which is kind of flexible to implement more complex weapons without no limitation to the field number. So let's do this. So I will copy this implementation and we'll change it a bit. So the okay, that's it. There is a bit copy paste, but it's kind of like only a bit of code. So the only difference is how we actually get in the custom data. So in the custom weapons API, we store it right in a global variable. I think it's similar to the custom entities. I mean, I can of course store it like metadata in a class, but it will be much slower. So we need like quick access to this. So I will use the native arrays. So let's go to the has member function. So I think I can just replace it with yeah. And member name is we're reading it from the second argument, and we have somehow check if the weapon is actually a custom one. So for this, we have to implement the function to get handler by the weapon entity. And oh, we already have it. So we get in the class and we get in the ID of the custom weapon. It's just a handler of the weapon. We store it in which we use as index for the array. So that's what we need. Okay, so we're gonna get the actual handler. We can do it. We can do it here. So, all right, yeah. So all the stuff like is custom check. What we're going to do is just replace this line of code with getting handler. So and if equals -1, it means it invalid handler. We don't need to continue. So next we need to get the actually class instance from the weapon. We can use the actually we store it somewhere. So I need to read it from the impulse. Yeah. So we're reading it from the impulse. So we get in the get instance, get weapon, or maybe weapon get instance. I think it's this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get in the impulse. It will be a class instance. Cool. So now we can work with the actually with this instance. So what we will do, we actually just use the class that member, and we'll pass the pre-instance and the wrong type actually class instance. And we will pass the member key and actually the value. Okay, can we compile it? Okay, and we need the constant of max length for the weapon numbers. So we can do it, define it here. CV max number length will be 16. And just replace it. Okay, it's return the text CV, so we're gonna use this one for every handler we get. Well, and this will be invalid. Yes. Oh, CV invalid. Yeah. Okay, this one should actually return the value. So in case we get in the member which is not exist or it's not the custom weapon, we will just return 0. I think it's like just default value. We don't really need to process it or handle somehow. Of course, we can like throw the error, but I think in this case it's not really required here. It's much more to implement in case we will process these errors. Okay, next is we actually have some problem with this. Okay, that's actually fine because we need to get it from the P weapon. Cool. Okay, and here we just return false. So how we actually can check if something has the member? We can also use the class as instance as member. Okay, and also class instance set get member. Get member should return value. Okay, so it will be 0. Function use return. Okay, yeah, that's good. Um, instance two. All right. So also class instance delete member set member. Okay, and now we're going with array vector strings. So actually the vector is useful for the entities, but I'm not sure if we need it for the weapons. I mean, we can just use the arrays. Okay, let's do it with arrays. Uh, Let me quickly check my code from the latest version of custom entities, because I think it's old one. Yeah, I think I copied. All right, I have older version of custom entities for this project, so I will copy it from the newer. think it will be much easier to place it. In this case, we go with false. In case we do set, we just don't return anything. This looks good. This actually. It actually should be any. All right, so it's okay. Undefined, yeah, it because class instance. Cool. And this one should be replaced with that one. All right, a lot of errors still because this copy paste, so we need to fix all of these problems. Okay, entity get class instance should be replaced by the weapon get instance. Okay, let's and we need to get handle here. Okay, cool. All right, and because we use we already have this get instance method, we can use it in from this function. So let's do, and I think I can rename it. Get instance. All right. Mm. All right, yeah, it's actually okay. So let's test actually with the test weapon. What we can do, we can, for example, store some information about ammo in the weapon. So in case we do the primary attack, let's do when we deploy the weapon. Actually, we can set the some member cv set member this to iClip like Emma in the clip, and let's do it to 10. And we didn't provide this all of this method to the header files, so we'll do it quick. All right, let's do it here. I actually have implementation in the custom entities. Just Yep, that should work. So yeah, when we deploy weapon, we set clip to 10, and every time we do the primary attack, we can get this clip actually size, and using this CV get member, this iClip, and we can actually display it to the HUD message if you want to. And after we do actually the attack, we do the shot, we actually can set CV set member this iClip -1. So it should be decrement every time we do the shot. Okay, let's test it. Oh, I didn't switch this 10. That's it. Okay, so right now we have some information about current clip size. So it's going to minus value, which is not good. So we need to check if we actually have the clip. We will do the return if we don't have any ammo in the clip. And let's display this message for the. Okay, maybe 1 second is. Let's go with this value, and let's actually do also the next attack. So we can do the CV set member this FL next attack, and we go to set it to the get game time plus, yeah, and we also can read it. So in case we so in case the next attack is greater than current game time, it means we can attack. We need to wait. So if it's greater, we just do return, we don't do the primary attack. And every time we deploy the weapon, we actually can set the next attack to, I don't know, some preparation time will be 0.1. Should fine. So we also have the string values. I think it's much better to move it to the constants because like you can do some typo and it's kind of difficult to debug. So I highly recommend to move this stuff to the constants. So for the next attack, I will use this one, and it will be the same, but without the actually M prefix, and the same for the clip. So now it's not possible to make any typo. We will use the same value for each time for the member key. Okay, let's switch to the game and check if it works. Yeah, and now we're out of ammo, so we can shoot. So let's in case we're out of ammo, we can also display some message, not just stop the function. So let's say like out of ammo. I will just add it. No, it's not. Oh, I have some. Okay. So, cool. So now we're able to implement custom members and use it. Of course, I will use some default members in the weapons like next attack and the iClip. I will probably use this value from the native weapons to make it compatible with the weapon plugins, other weapon plugins. So what I actually plan to do, I will plan to also implement the setters and getters for the members. Because in case I will set the custom member for next attack, it will set it to the weapon entity to make it compatible with the native weapon plugins, like maybe some plugin to speed up or reduce the speed of shooting. Because in case we will use only the custom members, it will not possible to actually handle it with the third-party plugins. So let's actually check the data which IMX provides me. So for the base item, the default fields is player, next item in the list, and actually weapon ID. And for the C-base weapon, for the Counter-Strike is next primary attacks, next secondary attack, and yeah, this actually a lot of fields. But I think it's much less of them for the Half-Life. So I want actually make possible to use this API in the Half-Life mods also, not only for Counter-Strike. The only problem right now is because Half-Life doesn't support some functions you can actually call with the Counter-Strike. I mean, if you use the regame DLL and if you use reAPI, you can do it. But for the Half-Life, there is no function like to reset the damage and to apply the damage. So every time you like do the trace attack, what actually happening, you need to like trace attack something, and before and after you have to reset and apply. So in case we do attack to something, to player, to monster, or to the breakable on the map, what we have to do, we have to reset multi damage, and after we do the terrace attack, what this function will do, it will actually add this damage to global multi-damage variable, and after we add it, we should do the apply. So the problem in Half-Life, we don't have this function. So IMX doesn't provide any of this function. The only stuff we can do is we can do the trace attack. It will add the damage to global variable, like but it will not apply it, and there is no ability to do it. So the damage will actually not will the player will not take any damage in case we just trace attack him. So that's the problem. But I think there is some ways we can fix it, like by trace attack worlds, and it will apply the damage to previous entity if it will see that the current entity we're attacking is like different. So I think there are some ways, but yeah, there is actually the problem why it's not possible to implement this API for the Half-Life, but I will try to do it with some hacks, of course. So anyway, yeah, I will add the support for the Half-Life too. So the next stuff we're going to we can actually do some attack, I think. So let's do some maybe laser stuff. So for that we need to draw the line between gun position and the points we're attacking. So first of all, we need to get the point. So to get the point, we can use the angles. So let's get the player angles. Then we need to convert these angles to the direction vector. So we use the forward mode, forward constant, to make this vector like looking forward. Not it also supports right or up, but we need to get the direction forward. So we use this constant. And after that, it actually should be the normalized one, so we don't need to normalize this vector, of course. But the only problem here, we need also to get the correct position. So if we get the actually player origin, the weapon will shoot from the center of the player, so we don't need it. We need to shoot it right from the gun position. So for this, we can use ham sandwich methods. Get player get gun position and the vector we need to get. So right now we have the correct origin of the shooting of the attack. So right now, the only thing we need to do is actually to get the target, we need to add these two vectors, the gun position and direction. So we can do the vec add, scale it, vec gun pos is distance, how like long the shot is, and we will save it to the vec target. Okay. I think it's just V angle, yeah? Yeah. And we need also to include the Ekis utilities to get some functional to work with vectors. And oh, we can scale it. Okay, all right. So that's it. So now we need to draw the beam actually between the start position and then position target. So we can use here some messages. So let's use the enfunc message begin. I don't remember the order of arguments, so I'll check it in the constants. All right, so it's destination, the message type, the origin, and the player we want to show it. So we actually don't need to show it to a specific player, we need to show it to all players. So the destination will be for everyone who can see it, who actually in a with zone. The message type is temp entity. I don't remember. Okay, SVC temp entity. The position is gun position and the player is 0 for everyone. Then we need to provide correct arguments to send this message and then the end the message. But first it will be the byte of the actually message ID beam points. And message right byte. beam points. And now I need to read the documentation about how to actually, which argument I need to pass to these beam points. So I need to pass origin, start origin, end origin, and some model indexes and the color. So I'll just copy it from the other project. So the first is the actual start origin. So we will use the gun position for the start. We don't need this offset. And the second origin, it will be end position, like target. The model index, we need to catch it and get the model index. So let's do just get the model index by the sprite name, sprite pass. So we can use end function model index. And we need to find some sprite, of course. Okay, yes, let's use this one. Lifetime, let's do it 1 second. And 1 second means 10 because it's like seconds divided to 10. So we use 10. The width can be 32. Let's do it red. So the first byte is RGB and the brightest will be maximum. All right, so okay, some typo here because it's model index. All right, let's actually test it. All right, and we didn't pre-catch this stuff. The problem. All right, the gram is crashed. So I need actually to pre-catch this model first before I can use it. All right. What's wrong with the window size? That's working right now. So right now we have some visual effect, yeah, of course. And when we're out of ammo, we can shoot. So yeah, that's actually working. So let's we implement a bit like something similar to the weapon. So we have some visual effect, which is good. So let's continue with the API. So I actually want to implement some basic functions to make the attacking easier. So all this code is kind of difficult to write every time you need to write the weapon. So some basic functions like shooting, reloading, it would be nice if it be some function to use it, the defaults. Of course, you can re-implement it if you want, but if you need some default logic, it's something close to the native one. Let's just make this implementation right in the custom weapons API. So how we actually can do the attacking. So let's let's see. So in older version, we have the play animation function. We also have the some default deploy shoot. So we can go with the default shoot. I think it's like the best to implement right now. So let's do it. So let's do default. So we're getting the weapon from the first parameter, and that's actually it. So now we need to implement the actually method for the weapon. So let's do the weapon default shoot this. And let's find the default shoot code from the older. All right, shotgun. All right, this one. So what we do here, we check in here for the clip size, we get in the player, we get in the AM direction we did before. We have also the function for file bullets, and we do the decrement of the clip, and then set the actually the primary and secondary attack rate, and set the animation for the player keys and attack. So let's just copy it. So the only difference here, we will probably use the custom members. So instead of using the get members from the API, we go uh, with the member functions. So we need to get the instance, and we need to get some information, some data from the member. So let's get the instance of the weapon, and after we get it, we're able to pass instance gets member to instance. Mhm. Yeah, and we can get the clip size. So after we get it, we can do the decrement. Okay, and I think we also need to provide these as the arguments. So the rate should be argument of the function, the same way like it was implemented in the older version. So the damage, the range modifier, the rate, the spread, and other parameters. Also, let's do it for the primary attack and for the secondary attack. The only problem, the Counter-Strike is actually handle it a bit different way. So it will reduce, like decrement these values. What I gonna do, I gonna just use the default game time plus the rate, because it will be much easier to implement. Let's just move it to the variable. Uh, Number of shot fires in Counter-Strike weapons. There is some also extra variable to calculate how many shots we did actually from the weapon in a single attack. So let's also use this. All right, and the play animation. So we right now using the reactive for this. So I think it's possible to do without it. I'll check. So it also would be better if we move this stuff to the constants. So what we need to do next, we need to implement make aimgear function and fire bullets. Let's also copy it from the old version because it's kind of big function. So the idea is not writing the full functionality. The idea is just to implement it a bit like better and more flexible way. So I don't need like to just fully implement it from scratch. So here we need to get the instance of the weapon. All right, so the actual the flags. So right now I didn't implement any flags, so I will just comment this part of code. And I also comment so weapon will always do the bullet smoke and they will always do the decals. Also in previous version of the API, I have some like issue related to these global vectors because sometimes these decals was just appears on the walls, like player don't didn't like attack anything, they just appear. So I will remove this. I will use the actually angles of the player. I will calculate in without the global stuff. So we need to get the player angles for it, like we did it before in the weapon test. So we need the up vector and we need the right vector. Also the trace. What we can do here to optimize it, we can use the global define trace for whole weapon API. We can just do the global variable, and we can initialize it in the application state, and of course store it in a plugin end. So, and now we don't need to recreate the trace every time we need to use it. We will just use the single instance. So here we're calculating some vector multiplier. Right. We can replace this with the vector function. And also, okay, this one is probably cannot be replaced. So we will use the loop here. Right. All right, this just do it here. We also can make it static. And let's move multiplier a bit closer to the loop. We're calculating it. So this variable is actually number of shoots we do in a single attack. And current distance, damage. Okay, we also can do static. So here we have some also extra function like bubble trail in case we attack in the water, and we need function like make decal and bullet smoke. So for now we can just copy this part of code. And this function is probably not really fast to execute, so we can replace it with the define. So let's create the define is player, and and just use this one because it will be much faster. So this name can be replaced with something normal, like mm, because in previous version of API I just used the same names like in the source code of the game, but let's change it a bit. So random seed is actually okay. It probably should used here. Yeah. Okay, I'll think. Should I replace it with something? Okay, so we have a loop with number of shots. So how many shots we need to do in a single fire. We have the multiplier which we use for the attack function for the trace. We use the end vector. We do the trace line. We calculate in the fraction. So in case we hit something, the fraction will be less than 1. So we need to do something. So what we actually do, we get in the entity we hit. If we hit something, if we don't hit anything, we replace hit to 0. And I think I mean it's probably not possible if we have fraction less than 1, we can have like hit -1 because -1 means we didn't hit anything, we hit the air. So this condition is probably useless, but in case it's not because it's the old engine with some specific stuff. I don't remember why I added. So let's do just continue because we don't really need to handle this hit. But if we really hit something, we need to calculate the distance, the damage based on distance. We need to do the trace attack, and I rename the direction vector. And if we hit the player, if we don't hit the player, if we hit the world or some world entity, we do the bullet smoke and draw decal. I think there should be a bit different condition. We should check not only players, we need to check if the entity we hit is solid. I mean, it's BSP solid. So what we need to do here probably, we need to replace it to um, if not in case we hit world, on in case we hit some solid BSP entity. Yeah. So in this case, we will draw the decals. So let's also right now comment the bullet smoke. It's not really required stuff, but the decals actually is good to implement. So the first we need to get decals function, which we also copy from the older version. Let's make it a bit. Okay, so this function actually returns the decal for entity based on the type of entity. So we get in the decal index, and if it's not found, we will return -1 in case we found it. We go in with the okay, so we need some global storage of all decals, and if we so here I have some replacement. For some reason I don't like this one, so in previous version I just replace it with the other. All right, yeah, that's actually sounds fine. I think this decals just ugly, so let's not use it. And let's check how I implement this decal storage. So I just do the global array, and all right, I see, I see. So I actually hook the decal index message, which sounds okay. So on the precache state, I have to register this one, decal index post. Yeah. And in this hook, let's do this in all right, let's do it here. So in this hook, we just pushing the decals to the global storage. That's it. And we also checking if we currently in a precache state. So I also need this variable because I don't need to push this value. I don't need to push this value after the precache state, because after the precache state, this decal index will use for actually drawing the decals, not just for the loading. So let's also implement the same variable. We can even disable this hook after we do the precache, which may be a bit better. So yeah, I think I'm going with the handler of this forward. So let's just register the all right, and let's get okay, unregistered. All right, so yeah, we will just remove this forward after we finish with the recache state. All right, so let's go fix these errors. So make aim direction is probably function. We also will replace. All right, so we need to get the forward vector. So let's go with this. 3, 2, okay, no, I think yeah, we need this function because it's called random. All right, for distance, around. So we can get it right to the vector route and then just multiply it to distance. Mm. Yeah, I need to replace this with last instance. I just write the wrong committed name. So here we have some type. All right, let's copy it from the. So default should actually apply this stuff. I think I'll go with static here also. All right. Okay, we also need this function. It's a random function. Use the seed table probably. Yeah, so I will go with it. This the actually source code of the random weapon function from the original game. and we don't have the end vector. Did I remove it? Hmm. Ah, okay, I see. I just removed this definition. Cool. Okay, we need this to actually make takeoff. So this function is just the way to draw different decals on the world entities on the brush. And we don't need instance. That's good. All right, so right now we have something similar to the native shot function. We can try it. Let's just back it so it's implemented. All right, let's add it to. So the damage will be on grid. The range modifier, let's do it 1. It means will not modify in range, so the attack range will be 0.25. The spread is just leave it with default 1. The number of shoot is 1, and distance is default 1. We don't. It's all right. So we need the clip size changing, I guess, and we need this one. So what we can do here, in case we do the shot, this function will return us the result. So if we actually do the shot, it will return the true. In case it's the clip size is less on equal 0, it will return false, which means the shot was not processed. So we can check it here, and in case we did the shot, we will display the beam. But in case we don't, we can send the message like we out of ammo, yeah? So, all right, and we don't need this. Oh, yeah, we need actually. All right. So this one is not required here. I clip size. All right. So right now we replaced all this stuff with the native functionality. So let's check. Okay, I'm out of ammo, but I still see the trace. All right, let me check. So every time we deploy the weapon, we set ammo to 10. Okay, now I see. So the problem is probably we shoot many ammo at the same time, and I don't see any decals on the walls, so it probably not working right now. So let's check the code again. So what default should do? So we get in the clip. We do the clip decrements, we do next primary attack and next secondary attack. And okay. Yeah, so we don't use these variables, we don't use these variables in the update function, so we need to replace it because currently in update function we use the native one. So let's go with the customs. So we have the item post frame, and here we get in the next primary attack and next secondary attack, and we use the value from the native members, and we need to replace it. Replace it with customs. So we need to get the instance, and after we get it, we can get the custom variables from the instance. And also the reload should be stored in the instance. We didn't implement this field yet, but let's do. All right, it should fix the problem.
Okay, let's go.
Hmm. All right, and here we have to check for the game time, not for the 0. So let's get the current game time.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, yeah, that's actually working. So the only problem, I don't see any decals on the walls right now, because I think it's not working. So let's go to the primary attack and to the default shoot function. So it's return true. That means this shot is complete. So this function should be called. But the problem is it doesn't draw any decals. All right. So let's do some looks. All right. I think this is actually not correct condition. So I will back it to is player check. So if not a player, we will draw the decal. But the problem is we actually don't need to draw the decals on other entities with the models. So let's just try this one. But I think this code is working wrong right now. I don't know why. Yeah, that's actually doesn't help me a lot. So I'll probably also return this. Oh, now I can hear some sounds. Yep, that's working actually. Okay, I think I'm just going with the wrong vector direction. So the vector forward probably go right side. So let's go to the function to get the aim direction and fix it. Yeah, that's why. All right. Let's test it on some breakable object. So yeah, this one is implemented. So we have the function to shooting. Let me anyway try it without this condition, because I'm a bit confused about how it's working here. Yep. All right. So yeah, I'll probably leave this one because it looks like the hit is never 0, it's never rolled, it's always refer to some entities, so I don't need ignore the -1. I need to like if I hit the vault, it can be -1, so I need to replace it to 0 and then go with it. All right. We also need the implement bubble trail and bullet smoke. Actually, the bullet smoke looks ugly, and in all of my modifications, I use custom weapon CPI. I don't use this effect. I just set this flag to. I just set this flag and to make like bullet smoke, to ignore the bullet smoke, to don't call this function. So let's first go with something more important. I think bubble trail is better to implement. So let's copy it. And at least it's more fun. Yeah. So the bubble trail function. All right, here we can go with max. Yeah. All right. So here we need a function to calculate water level, which also implemented in the old version. Let's copy also this one and yep, and make it more compact by removing this three brackets. All right. All right. Okay, and also we need the point contents function. I hope this one is smaller. Okay, did I miss it? Oh, I think it's engine function. Yes, we need just to include the. Yep. All right. So we change to.
Terrorists win.
Right, I need some actually some map with the water on it. So let's check it. I don't even have the full day. Okay, I think I have the water on Black Patch. Hello. Okay, the bubbles actually working. Cool. Did I actually implement the flags or not? I don't remember. Oh, it looks like I did. So I can read it from. Mm. So I have the flags and weapon flags. I don't need the weapon flags. I need just the flags. So we go this way. And I need to put. Right, I need to import to move this one constant. Alright, so I think yeah, this actually implemented. Right. Okay, I didn't change the stance, so I actually check if the flex is exists in the implementation of weapon registration. So, so what I actually did, I get the flex from the storage and I back this these conditions. And also I probably need to back this one, but I will probably rework the bullet smoke function because I absolutely don't like this. So let's just check how it's work. But well, right. So yeah, let's actually check this effect, but as I remember, it's ugly. Yeah.
Alright, let's move out.
Yes, absolutely ugly. So the real smoke is kind of have like more transparency. It's much better, but this one is just a white. So I need to find a way to rework it to make it better, but for now I just use the explosion message, and this message doesn't support transparency, as you know, so it's not possible to improve this effect. So maybe I'll go with different message, or maybe I will find the way to improve this one. Okay, let me just quickly Google the I will check all parameters for this message. So this one actually the scale, and this one actually is frame rate. So I think there's no transparency. And also there is no like different sprites for better effects. I can find only this one. So if I check in the source code, Right, yeah, it probably will take some time to find, so I didn't go to visit right now. So I will check if I can improve this effect, but I think I can't. So it better maybe with some custom sprites. So maybe I will just add the ability to change the bullet smoke sprite from the using some native functions. I don't know. Maybe this is the way how to do it. So I think for today it's probably it. There's not really much stuff implemented, but I think I'll go with this stuff a bit faster soon because it requires just this method, this native functions requires a lot of functions to just copy, so I'm a bit stuck with it. But I think next stream I'll implement this one and maybe even this one. So this actually just call the some weapon methods. The only thing I really want to improve, I want to actually go with getters and setters. So I will try maybe right now to a bit improve this thing. So the classes actually this thing, yeah. So the classes actually allow you this include is allow you to create the classes, the methods, and I want to also implement the ability to register your setters for the class. And so all right, I'm not sure I'll do it today. Yeah, that's actually difficult stuff. Types. All right, let's try. So I need to add extra field to the data. It will be tree class data structures and also the getters. And what I'm gonna do is to also destroy it. So to actually add the getter or setter to class, it will be almost the same. I think the same way. We need the method name, we need like the getter name, we need the callback and plugin ID. but we don't need the virtual and this any parameters, so we can go only with the name and callback function. And to actually create the new getter and setter, we need to provide just save it to this tree. So, and I probably need the structure. Oh no, I actually can use this set array here, and what I gonna do, I gonna use the member key and rg callback and size, so we just have this somewhere. Mhm. And just create the array for this. So to get the function ID, I will use the get function ID and the plugin ID, and for plugin ID, I'll just pass the actual argument. All right, so that's actually it. And the next step is to check if this getters is exist for every instance. So let's try to implement it with class instance set and get member. So we get unique members here, and oh, that's actually the instance, and yeah, it's correct. Right, and I also need the actually getting the class of this instance. So the class equals get. All right, and from this we can check if actually wrong place. So here is get and here is setter. So here we can also check for the setters. So I gonna read it here. And for example, in case we have the getters for the same member name, so if 3k exists, so I will call this getter function, and the same for the setters. The return. So how to actually call the getter function? So I think I need to get so I think actually I need to get this getter to the array. And then just do the call func. And just do this return. Yes. But I also need to pass the context. So every time I call the method, I pass the context to the call. I save it, and there is ability to get it. So for now, I can do it. So I probably need to improve it a bit, but let's check if this simple implementation works. So I think there's already some problems. All right. All right. So I just quick test it. So I will just do some create class function. Just call the create class function and class create. Then I will register class with getter. And I will call it test. Let's do it. Then I will do the instance. And let's just show the value of the getter. So get class instance get member test test, and it should be 16.4. Does it work? So it's actually working. So we get the 16.4. Yeah, I mean this is the way how I can do it. The only problem right now, I am not able to use the class instance get current. So I'm not able to use this method because every time I call any methods, I call this one to get the current instance, and when I call the current, getting the current instance, it's currently trying to get the method from the call stack context, but because I just call the raw function without setting the call stack context, it will not work right now. It will show the invalid class instance. So of course, for the setters and getters, I also need to provide the context. I will do it I will do it soon because I need this implementation for the custom weapons API. So I have to implement this. All right, I think that's it for today. I'm kind of tired. And I hope I'll finish with the cell class, and next stream I will also implement these functions. Thank you for watching.